Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Daily Refinement. We do this morning call Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Wednesdays, it's on YouTube. Today, we're going to share eBay wins, what's working well, what's selling well, and just go around the horn, let people know what's positive on eBay. So for me, biking equipment, for me specifically, jerseys and shirts and jackets have been selling really well. I think during these times, a lot of people are going outdoors. So my outdoor stuff selling really well. I found that flame resistant shirt for the first time and it sold in like 5 minutes. So everything that is related to work or exercise has been doing well for me. In the new store, my draft bank, I used all of it today because I can't list today. So it's important for me to list more. So my goal is to average 10 listings a day going up. So I think I might start listing at least 11. So I have one extra one goes into the bank and I can start building that up because it's scary. It's empty. So in my big store, it's over 1,000. My little store, it's zero. So I've got to grow it. And I think what'll help me get that done faster, what's working is I might try the lazy Susan that people were doing with shoes. I don't know though, because I don't have very many shoes left. And is it worth the time to set one up to get a few seconds faster on the shoe thing? But also taking photos outside, the most difficult color to take a picture of is red. Pink. Red and pink, very difficult to photograph outside for some reason. So I don't know if I just avoid listing red or pink items in my other store because it's just so hard to get the lighting right. Something about the iPhone camera outside is making it look more red than it is. So just something that I'm working with. Maybe we can start with Catherine. Catherine, good morning. What's working?
Good morning. I finally streamlined my photo process.
Mm-hmm.
I set up two tables, one to lay out the items that I'm going to list, and one to put them on once I've taken photos of them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's gone a lot faster. So yesterday I was able to take a lot more photos than I've been able to take in all the other times that I've done eBay. So that's
So
been going
that
well.
is, you have a prep table essentially.
Yeah, I have a table that I lay out all the items that I'm going to photograph. I count them. And then because then I don't, if I count them in my head, I get too stuck on the number. So if I just lay them all out, I'm going to do this many. I don't stop till I get to the bottom of the pile. And then I move them right to my left, right to another table, and then store them and they're done.
That's great. So you prep all the items, photograph all the items, and then are you listing right away?
Then I go in, yeah, because I put them away after I photograph each one,
Okay.
put them in the bins they're going in, and then I go and list.
Okay.
That went a lot faster yesterday.
Great. Let's go with Tom. Tom across the pond. What's going on? What's working for you?
Hi, Chris. Yeah, thanks for asking. So currently at the moment, I was listing 30 a day, but I've reduced that now to 15 a day, but banking 10. So I'm listing 25 just to have 10 in the bank. So having that little buffer has been really helpful. It means I can have weekends off, which is nice. I've totally changed everything in the last sort of month in regards to my processes. My camera setup's different, my SKU system's different, and that's just going with tested and measured advice from the group, really. My main struggle at the moment, talking about pictures, you said you're struggling with red. The main color I struggled with my camera was black, but since going over to a hard actual camera, my pictures are fantastic. So that's really made a difference. It's really increased my listing speed as well, taking pictures bulk directly and then just plugging that straight into the computer and listing off the photos. So that's really helped increase my listings as well. Still got a lot of changes to do, a lot of things to work on, but doing that 1% each day as always. But yeah, things are good, man. Things are good. I had my best sales week last week ever on eBay, which is fantastic.
Wow.
And yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, in the scheme of things, it's probably not that much, compared to you guys with your, with your big stores. But for me, is a big deal. It was like every week for the last 4 weeks, it's just been constant. My sales are up by 110%, and like 175% from last year. So it's pretty fantastic. And yeah, I'm just overwhelmed by that alone, to be fair. So I'm just keeping the daily habit going at the minute. And yeah, printing money. It's good.
I love it. Let's see. Oh, just a reminder, everyone, on this call, 15 minutes before every single day, we do a listing test. So the people who are the best in the world at whatever they do practice. So we practice listing for 15 minutes before this call. Catherine was able to do 4 listings in 15 minutes. That's very good. I think if you can do a listing in 3 minutes, once you have the pictures, I would consider that very fast already. So if you can do 5 in 15 minutes, I would consider you eBay certified, because you can do it as long as you're doing 5 listings with all the item specifics. Then you're killing it, because that's what people do an entire day. The average eBay seller only does $2,000 a month gross. That's the average full-time seller. So Catherine just did in 15 minutes what an average eBayer does in 8 hours. So that's the competition. I just wanted to point out something that was crazy. Yesterday, when we were looking at North Face jackets, only like 10% of the people who were listing North Face jackets were top rated. And top rated is 100 transactions in 3 months. So that's only 2 sales a day to be top rated seller. So most of eBay doesn't know what they're doing. So everyone who's listening to this call right now, everyone who's on here trying to improve yourselves, you're basically crushing everybody on eBay, except for the people on this call, because we're all in the same bucket. But let's
Chris,
see.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I'm new to the group, so hello.
Welcome.
My draft bank, when I get that up and it's been there for a couple of weeks, the pictures all get corrupted and go away, and I have to reload the. What do I do about that?
That's over 30 days. The pictures disappear, and then after 60 days, the entire draft will disappear. So what you should do is launch your oldest drafts first. Otherwise, they'll disappear. eBay will just remove them.
Okay, and so, I mean, I don't do clothing. I do coins and I do jewelry. And you had mentioned yesterday morning about a jewelry conversation you had with a young lady, and I've been looking for that video. Where would I find that?
So at the top of the Facebook group, there is a document with all of our processes. And I haven't responded to your email yet. I apologize. But the document holds all of the calls. So if you open up the document, you can scroll down to the jewelry call section, and all the jewelry calls will be there. And then all the future ones, the schedule, everything is in that document. And jewelry call is fantastic. I would like to figure out how to do that. Like that, the jewelry call is really useful if you're trying to learn item specifics, because the amount of detail it goes into selling a piece of jewelry that has no brand, that mentality is really important, because imagine selling something with no brand. It's just, you have to be good at keywords. So Seth, I'll also link the document in today's chat so everyone can look at it.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
I noticed yesterday that the link to the document was actually to your spreadsheet. I don't know if Tech told you that. Okay.
He did. I fixed it.
Okay. So people that just joined like in the last 2 days might be confused about the document because of that. So. That's
fair. So yeah, I just put the link in the chat. You may have to request access if you don't have it yet. That document has all the resources in it. And then, thank you, Robin. I had linked the ledger, and the ledger is also in that document. And I have to update the ledger so that there's a blank one, but I recommend you guys buy the one from Cheryl, because she's an actual accountant, and hers is like plug and play and ready to go. Mine is not. Mine is just a sample of how I do it. So getting it from her is what I recommend. Um, I wonder how many people are in the UK. Quite a few people, I guess, listen to this call. But let's go with Anthony. Anthony, what's up? What's working for you? Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to echo what you were saying about North Face. I've sold every piece of North Face I've had. It's just like every time I find a piece, it just sells. It sells like crazy. I was just going to say that what's working for me is just like I don't know how you say it, the aggregation of little small incremental changes. It's just really, it's not the really big things that you think about. It's these little small things, and you start stacking them. It really makes a difference. In your sales, and my sales have really just tremendously grown. To the fact of where the number of sales a day is double. And I'm even selling. I've had a lot of college things that been sitting on the shelf for months, and now that they're listed in the right category, they're selling. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and Brian was saying that what's working for him is reworking old messed up listings. That's the biggest game changer for most people. Right now, I would like to. Okay, this is a bit of an aggressive goal for me, but I would like to sell every single item in my store by January 1st. And that's a lot of work because there's 27,000 items in my store. So I want to go back and fix everything. And I don't care what it sells for. I want it all gone because all the new listings going to the store, none of them have mistakes. So I want to get rid of all this stuff in my old store by the end of the year. So next year I can start fresh. Brian?
Yeah, like that's what I'm doing. I think I want to add that habit. Like instead of putting up new listings, I want to rework listings before the call. And like right now, I'm working on one that Sellhound did about a year ago, and it's just atrocious. They just they make up their own item specifics.
Yep.
The title makes no sense. There's things that contradict themselves, and
Yep.
it's like, and I have been working on this not as much as I should, and it's like I'm getting sales from the items that I redo the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So, part of me is even thinking like, should I really tap on the brakes and just go back and fix all this, probably thousands of messed up listings. I don't know, but either way, yeah, like if you use Sellhound or Hammock or any third-party source, I would definitely recommend going back. And I just sort it by date, and I'm starting at the oldest date and just doing X amount per day, and they're selling. I'm just selling similar and just redoing everything.
I do also want to point out that if your store is screwed up, when you list new items, I think eBay is actually pretty nice. They don't group in your new optimized listings with your old unoptimized listings. Because like if you list, yesterday somebody asked Tech, what's more important, fixing old listings or getting up new listings? And he said, getting up new listings that are correct is more important. I believe that's true because those will sell right away. And then the old listings, when you go back and fix them, it's like getting a new listing because those ones would have never sold. But I do want to point out to people that if your listing is screwed up and then you go back and fix it, that's not the same as listing a new item in a sense that like you want to just have unique new items going up plus the fixing. So for me, I want to fix 167 listings per day. And that should help me by the end of the year sell through all of it. What I'm doing is I'm correcting all the item specifics that are wrong. And I'll give you guys an example. On a pair of sneakers, Sellhound or Hammock might put athletic running shoes as the item specific. And that is correct. It might be an athletic running shoe, but it's not in the drop-down menu for the item specifics, which might have sneaker as the only option. So when somebody scrolls, eBay will actually prompt them and your listing won't show up because they can't find it. We were doing store reviews the other day and we were looking for people's items and we couldn't even find them. And we wanted to find it. So somebody had a pair of Free People jeans and we couldn't find it because the item specifics they put in were all wrong. So customers might be looking for your items and they can't find it because the drop-down menu is eliminating your listing from the search bar. So yeah, that's the biggest thing you could do is list consistently. Second would be repairing old listings. If you do those both at the same time, your sales are going to spike. Let's go with Russ. Russ, good morning. What are you working on?
Good morning. Well, I'm pretty new. I'm just about 30 days in, so I can't really say, what's working as far as sales. I'm doing kind of a hodgepodge, trying to find my own niche.
Mm-hmm.
But I am working out of a small room here. I'm literally working out of a 10 by 10 spare office. But what's working for me actually is this bad boy right here for clothing.
Yeah.
I made this. It's a space saver kind of deal. It folds up against the wall and gets out of the way.
Oh, that's.
It's just wood, and it's got construction. I don't know if you can see this, but it's just a construction type of foam board from Home Depot.
Interesting.
And it has a little hook on the wall. So when I want to get that bad boy out of the way, I'll just hook it to the wall.
I love that. It's like a Murphy bed, but for photography station.
And you can build it out of anything, PVC, aluminum, whatever's laying around the house, Home Depot, whatever.
I like it because then, yeah, that's fantastic. I was just thinking to myself, what do you guys think? If you had a room just for processing and photography, how big would the room need to be?
10 by 10 is rough. Let me say that.
Yeah, 10 by 10, I think would be the minimum if you really want a comfortable space to work in. But you can do it. 10 by 10 is totally doable.
I've been doing it with daylight, just like you suggested the other day. I started putting a stool up by my front window of our shop and using the daylight on the coins. And wow, I mean, they are popping. Now, I've been using a light box and different stuff, but ever since you said use the sunlight, I tried it and I could not believe how good those coins looked when I did that. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You can't I don't know what I know what it is actually. It's because to take great photos, you want the most light possible and as soft as possible. So I'm taking these pictures behind a building, like behind my storage unit, right? And the light is like the entire sun against the side of the building. And getting this kind of detail is really hard with artificial lighting. You can't, because the lighting is too harsh. It's not as soft. So like getting this kind of detail is really, really hard indoor. So if you can go ahead.
Imagine trying to do that on a coin.
Yeah.
Some 1830 $50 where, I mean, the slightest detail can be hundreds of dollars shift from one to another.
Wow.
And I mean, detail is everything in those photos. So I just can't believe I didn't think of it before. I've been doing this for years and I just have not even thought about using the regular sunlight until you said it. I thought, wow, there it is. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
You're welcome. The people who sell antiques or coins or home goods are, I think home goods might have passed clothing. I forgot. I read an article before that home goods, especially now with everybody at home, the market might shift. Maybe in the future, all of us are only selling things at home because no one goes outside anymore. That's possible. So, I mean, home goods, if you take the pictures in your home, it looks great. If you have the right lighting, people who sell platters and pitchers and glassware, and if you have a nice setup next to a window, it can have a tremendous difference in sell-through rate because you're competing against like the $10 free shipping from China, and their government subsidizes shipping, so they can do it $10 free shipping and make money, but we can't do that yet. But that natural daylight will help you stand apart from the people who bulk manufacture things. Catherine?
When we were talking about revising items, I was doing that yesterday and I kind of stumbled on some fees that were being charged to me.
Yep.
Like bold title.
Yep.
That I've never used a bold title.
Yep.
So I just wanted to suggest that maybe as you guys are revising items to make sure you're not getting charged. There's a certain screen you can go to look that up in your seller hub.
Yep.
And under payments. And then because I noticed quite a few of those and I was like, well, I've never used a bold title. So now do I call eBay and have them remove those fees?
You can. So I want to show you guys something. I'll put the link in the chat right now for this so everyone can review that. But I'm going to show this screen because it's interesting. Okay, this is the transaction screen on eBay in my little store. So when I'm going through here, you can see your bank account. You can see, okay, this is promoted listings. So the Patagonia vest I've sold twice now. I did the video where so here it sold yesterday, 26 cents for promoted listings fee, $4.30 is the final value fee for eBay. And if you scroll down here, you can see this one. eBay charged me $4.04 for the final value fee on this transaction that was canceled. So they only gave me back $3.74. So I lost 30 cents for that. And if you scroll down, so I'm going to show you the bold because that happened to me. Down here in the, let's find it. Right here. So the bold listing fee for this Ann Taylor pair of pants is $4. And I called eBay. So hopefully you guys can see the screen. Right here on the right side, there's this call button. You guys see it? There's a question mark and a call button on the right side of the screen. You can click this and call eBay. And I'm surprised because I thought this is only for anchor stores, but I was able to call and get that bold listing fee removed. Now, they did tell me they will not do it again. So if I make a mistake in the future with the bold listing, they will not refund me. So because it's my fault for not checking. So if you go to the, I'll show you guys where it is. In your listing, if you click on revise, the bold is right. Where is the bold? Subtitle costs money. And I think maybe when you're making a listing, the original, oh, right here, bold. Wow. I totally skipped that part. If you accidentally check this button, you pay $4. So just be careful. And when you're going back and fixing it, make sure.
So maybe if you're selling similar,
if you're selling similar,
it might be marked.
It might be marked. Yep.
Okay.
So actually, let's try that. Let's go to iPhone cable. One of the hardest. Okay, let's try this one. So this one, they have the subtitle. So let me see if it pulls that in. If I click sell now, let's see. It doesn't. So I don't know. I think it's us accidentally checking it. I don't think eBay pulls it in because this had the subtitle and it didn't pull in the subtitle or the bold. So
if you have a lot of listings and you're worried about it, you can also bulk edit it off. So like,
that's right.
Bulk edit all of your listings to remove subtitles or bolds. So
yep, that's right. Michelle, what are you working on? What's working?
I'm couponing like a mom. Sorry. Okay. I'm sending out my daily coupon, which has been working really, really well.
Oh, that kind of couponing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about business, so no. I've been sending out the daily coupon of 20% off. Yesterday, though, I decided, okay, I'm going to take everything that's been delivered. I want to catch them not when they've already bought from me, but I want to catch them when they've got the item in their hand and they're happy, right? So like everything that has been delivered, I sent off another private coupon for 25% off because I wanted to put a little bit more meat on the bone to get them to come back. And I sent that off yesterday to everything in the last 90 days, which took forever to do. But I'm getting sales off of it. So like, and big sales off of it.
What offer are you sending them?
A private coupon.
Not for how much?
25%.
All right, let's try it. So guys, if you're in your order section on the right side, there's a send coupon button.
Because I want it better than my public coupon, which is 20% off because they could come and get that today. Gotcha. So I wanted something with a little bit more meat on it to get them to come back.
I agree.
And then I have it set to end at the end of September.
Yep.
So it creates some urgency. You know, I'm going to give them a couple of weeks to play with it, but they need to come back within a certain amount of time. So
anyway. I have it till September 27th. Private coupon that we set up on Monday. So if you guys are wondering about how to use coupons on Monday, we went over it in detail in the call, so you can go back and look at that. But so let's send this person to 30% off. So then it saves your previous message. Thank you to, I forgot who mentioned that, but it saves your message here. And so you can just quickly send a coupon to everyone. I thought you meant couponing like saving money, and I was
I know.
excited.
Well, I was joking, but it was a bad joke.
I want to do a whole
I haven't had any
couponing call.
coffee yet, so it was a really terrible joke.
No, it's good.
Couponing.
No, but I
Leave
do
me
want to
alone.
learn. I want to learn how to do that.
I it amazes me, these people that have like this huge stockpile of like stuff in their garage that they coupon for free.
That's a big thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, I went to a couple of garage sales that were just couponers.
Yeah.
And it was like razors for $1, shampoo for $2, toothpaste for $1, and they were killing it.
Yeah.
Somehow they got them, I'm sure, close to free. Let's go with Elmer. Elmer, what's working?
Hey, I'm actually doing a 20% off coupon on my packing slip. Have you guys done that?
Yeah, some people are doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing my store QR code. My packing slips look really nice.
The ones that you can just print right there?
Yeah, right there. All I do is instead of doing a pick ticket, I just do a packing slip, and I pick off of the packing slip. And I just fold it in half and send it to the customer. And it has a 20% off coupon on there. It's got a QR code for a 20% off until the end of September.
Okay.
So that's...
I haven't tried printing that coupon off, but I might. It seems like a really easy way to get people to come back into your store. Silver Bushman's asking, can you use a poly mailer over the USPS padded flat rate? You cannot. Don't use the USPS supplies as packing material or dunnage, because it's illegal and you will go to jail if they catch you. So don't do it, because it's one of the reasons why the post office rates are going up. Let's go with Anne. Anne, welcome to the call. I haven't talked to you before. What's working?
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. This is my first time I was on the call, actually. So I'm literally figuring it all out.
All good.
What's working is I finally actually got, after 4 years of doing eBay, a dedicated photography space.
Amazing.
And I'll take a picture and share it on the group soon once I actually clean it up in the studio. But our home has an attached garage that we don't use for any vehicles. And so my husband built me like a stand, a huge table that will swivel whichever way I need it to go, with PVC pipes, super cheap. And just to have that dedicated space has like changed everything. And so now I'm actually able to photograph every single day and not like be so frustrated, because before it was like, okay, the lighting is, but we have terrible lighting in our house. So it was like, let me find this window when the sun is at 10 o'clock and this window when it's at 1. And now it's like, forget all that. And the table was super cheap and it's just working so great. So it's just a matter of managing the time with the 3-year-old and taking pictures.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that might be the secret to all of this. Dedicated photography station, dedicated listing area, dedicated listing time. We've been looking at childcare, and when you look at the childcare centers that have really good schedules, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't want to put my kid through this kind of regimen. One of them had like math, and I'm like, how do you teach math to newborns? But anyway, like when you look at the schedules, you're like, okay, but then why don't we have a schedule for our eBay business?
Yeah.
And when the discipline. But then but the same thing, when you go to childcare, they have areas. This area is playtime. This area is feeding area. They have the diaper changing area. And if you do that with your regular everything you do, especially eBay, this is where you prep items, then you'll have these sectioned off areas where you can focus. If everything is done in the same area, it's really difficult to. If you list, photograph, ship, go ahead.
Yep. And yesterday I spent 30 minutes pulling everything and putting it, I don't know if you guys can see, but on the shelves behind me, basically sorting clothing now by keywords has helped me a lot. So I'm not just photographing out of a big group and it's all pants. Now I'm doing like pants that are specifically elastic waist or specifically, this type of pant. And because I sell a lot of the same things over and over. So if I don't do the photos like that, then once I actually download them, it's again frustrating. So I'm just trying to make things easier, as easy as possible, to where it's like super fast, like you guys.
Yeah.
And it's a process.
I think that Mick Jodo in the chat is saying there's a lot of distractions working at home. So I want to point something out that's really interesting. I was watching, I love watching people who are really good at what they do. And there was a rock climber. He's like ranked number 3 in the world. And he only works out, or he only practices rock climbing. All of his training all put together is only 15 hours per week. He's like one of the best in the world. And he only trains 15 hours a week. He's like, most people are so distracted while they're improving something that they don't really improve and they're not really getting a lot of work in. So if you were to be focused in 15 hours of eBay, you could make 6 figures in 15 hours. If you were really, really focused, had everything dialed in and no distractions. Because imagine like you're a surgeon. Could you do a surgeon at home? Could you do surgery at home? Probably not, because it's like literally life or death if you screw up. If you treat your eBay business like that, then you'll do it really quickly, because surgery also, they try to do it in as soon as time as possible. They want to sew you back up and move on to the next patient. But most people's eBay bodies are just cut open in the middle. They're not finished and it's not good. Everybody finish it all the way through.
Well, I think too, for me, it's like over the last 4 years, just having a child, and both my husband and I are full-time freelancers. So I have another job. And so it's been one of those things where it's like, I've always wanted full-time eBay money, but just figuring out how to make that work with work-life balance and all the other 1,000 things that are going on. It's like, I would have just dedicated specific times throughout the day, I just feel like I've wasted a lot of time trying to do too many things at once versus like when I sit down, I'm taking these pictures, I'm not doing anything else. And then whenever I do that, whenever I like say, this is what I'm doing right now, and I focus on right now and not 10 minutes from now, at the end of the day, I sleep better at night because of it. And my business has already started going so much better. Oh, and Brian is still on the call. This I got, and I absolutely love it.
On the clicker.
Yeah. My favorite thing ever. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, it's satisfying. I think was it James Clear talks about that, like when you're trying to develop habits, like that's a little positive reinforcement, just something as simple as that little click every time you do a listing. So that helps you get that habit. So glad you like it.
Yep, I like it a lot. Thank you.
I love so also pro tip, if you're working on work-life balance, if you don't do that when you're on the fun part or with your family, if you're like, I'm going to spend 100% of my focus right now with my kid or with my husband or with my wife or my spouse, or I'm going to the bar with my friends. If you don't say to yourself, I'm going to be 100% present, then you won't be. You'll be thinking about your eBay business when you're with your friends and family. You'll be thinking about your friends and family when you're with your eBay business. And that is you'll be miserable in both. Got to somehow be present. And that's why, I think that if you have your cell phone with your friends or family, if you have it with you, you're already like 30% less focused. So I'm working on that myself. But nobody looks at their phone on the first date. I've noticed that. But if you've been with each other for a long time, you're both looking at your phone at dinner. But if you are on your first date, no one's checking Instagram.
Yeah.
They want it to work. Let's see. Patty, what photos do you want in the group?
Oh, her Anne's setup, like what she was talking about.
Oh, her photo setup. Yeah, she can post it in the group.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, let me get a good picture. But I honestly, it was like, I didn't make it, but he said it was very easy to make. So.
Oh, I'm not handy. I couldn't make it. I just am curious what it looks like.
Yeah, sure.
Patty,
I'm just looking for what?
What's working?
Listing. I haven't quite gotten to 30 a day, mainly because I get other distractions, but and at least at 20, 25 a day. I'm just I got new inventory coming in, so I'm just practically just listing every single day.
You have 3
That's about
boys?
it. Pardon me? Yeah, I have 3 boys.
So how do you do the distraction thing? That's a lot.
Yeah, I just I am no expert by any means.
You're still alive.
Yeah, we've got home renovations going on, and 1 kid's in travel soccer, and I got 2 in high school, and 1 that has like special needs, so there's like 4 hours of homework every night. Thankfully my husband takes care of that because I am not a math genius. I can't do trigonometry and all that other stuff. I help him with his World War I in history classes, but I can't do math. So yeah, and then I'm a elected official, so I got to do stuff for that too. So at least if I'm getting 20 up a day, I think that's like my bare minimum, but 30 definitely seems to be that sweet spot. I just checked my traffic report. My traffic report is horrible, and I don't know what's going on. Like, it was down like 28% or something crazy like that.
We might have to look at your store and figure out what, because you it's all about the compounding, right? So if you even add 2 listings a day, your traffic should slowly scale up. If you so yeah, Patty, let's look at post your store in the group so people can help fix it, because I don't want your traffic should slowly be climbing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little 2,402,306 impressions, okay. But I sold 4 things yesterday, 2 things. No, so yesterday my organic impressions were down 85.3%.
Okay.
And then promoted impressions were down 87.8. I don't like, what makes it just completely tank like that?
Hold on a second. I lost the screen. Hold on. All right, let me show you can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is important. A lot of people look at the traffic tab, and so this is the new storm. Hopefully this traffic tab will start to grow over time. But if you scroll down lower, most people don't look at this chart down here, which is the sales chart. So you can see what you want is for these 2 charts to look the same. But since this store is new, it has an even, see how it's starting to get more even towards the right side. And that's because your store needs to hit a certain size before you start getting regular sales. But if the bottom one is too variable, that means there's too much variable in your listings. So you might be listing too many random non-related things, or it's possible that you have flooded your own market. And if you flooded your own market, then what'll happen is you might list more items and not get more sales because there's not enough customers in that market.
I just sell men's clothing, so
we have to look at your store. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, my bottom chart is, way completely different than the top. Yeah, it's all over the place.
So that means it's a high bounce rate. So you have the traffic, they're just not buying.
Yeah.
Which means they're bouncing. They come, they don't like what they see, they're out. You want to convert.
Yeah. That's what needs to change. I had like one good day. I can literally tell when eBay gives me traffic. They give me traffic for like 30 minutes, like a period a day.
You probably have traffic every day. Like this chart this is the traffic. eBay gives you traffic every day. It's just you have to get the people to actually buy something. So, it takes a while to get to the right traction where you get sales every day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's you should have a similar amount of sales. Well, how many items are in your store?
I'm at 1,173.
Okay. Yeah, you should definitely. 4 sales isn't terrible with 1,000.
Chris, when you say convert, what do you mean when you say convert?
I mean the person actually buys. So traffic is how many people come into your store. right? So they'll always give you a certain number of people. Conversion is how many people walk out with something that they bought. So if you have a
Patty,
lot of
are you
people coming
using
in,
the coupon?
go ahead, Eleanor.
I was saying, I was wondering if Patty's using a coupon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eleanor, what's working for you?
Just finally some good news. I go down on the Seller Hub to the link that says ending today every day and revise the listings. So within a month, I'll be done. And I finally today pulled it up and it has my new titles. And it's such a wonderful feeling. So I've gone through all of them now and I don't have to spend an hour revising old listings. So that helped me stay on track doing that link every day.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. I think that might be the most satisfying thing ever, where all your store has the same quality, right? It's a really good feeling. Let's go to Topher. Topher, what's working for you?
Right now, I started a coupon. I don't do it every day, but I've done it for the month and instantly just more sales. And it's been really helpful, like saving time, because I'll always send offers for like 15, 20% off. So then the buyers can just skip waiting to buy the item and just take a 15% off offer, which is awesome. And then I've been setting a goal to be done with shipping and listing by at the end of this call at 8. So I have the rest of the day to source or do all the other stuff I have in my life. And so just goal setting has been really good for me. And yeah, that's it.
Sounds good. Wait, when is your vacation?
It's the first week of October.
First week of October. Okay. So I think we're going to make like a new rule in the group that if you're working all 7 days, you're doing it wrong. And if you don't have time for vacation, you're also doing it wrong. So you have to be able to be so productive during your normal 5 days or 3 days working on eBay that you can take some time off, because nobody's goal is to work 7 days on their eBay store forever. So let's not do that. And Brian, how do you use the clicker? When do you click it?
Well, it's changed because this is my first week with just me. I got rid of all my VAs. So for right now, when I click list, I click it.
Oh, right now when you click list, you click it. Okay.
Yeah. It's just that little bit of extra.
Is it right next to your mouse?
Yeah, it's right here. I was thinking, I don't know, I might save a little time if I got a lanyard, and I don't know, would it quicker? I think it's quicker right by the mouse versus hanging, because click. Yeah, I think it's quickest right by the mouse.
I want like a big button I can smash right next to it. That would be really satisfying.
Like the easy button.
The easy button. That's right.
The click it button.
I got the ones from Amazon that have like a little strap that you put on your finger. It's like a ring. So it's there. You just click it with your thumb after you push the listing through.
Kevin in the chat is saying that he has 5 sales a day with 150 items in his store. I have a similar kind of sell through in my new store where I have 100 items in my store and four or 5 sales a day. And that's from essentially just only listing on trend items, which will shrink the size of your store. Like it'd be difficult to have a 15,000 item store and sell 500 a day. Because it's just difficult to source that many of the items that are sourcing quickly. Finds of yesterday's asking, what's my best advice for going on vacation? To have a draft bank. So if you want to go on vacation for 14 days for 2 weeks and you list 10 a day, then you want 140 listings in your draft bank, and then launch them 10 a day while you're gone. You can schedule them and pay the $14 in fees, and then not even log in. Change your handling time to 2 weeks, launch every 10 days, and then launch. No, I was just telling Kevin that his advice on selling only what's selling is really, really good for beginners, because if you list items that don't sell in the beginning, you'll get discouraged. And that's usually from being lazy and not going out there and finding items that are going to sell quicker. You can't just list anything. You have to be specific. So Kevin is has 150 items in a store and sells 5 a day. You could have 1,500 items in your store and sell 0 a day if you don't have the right items. Or you could have 15 items a day and 15 items in your store and sell all 15. Let's see. Nate has the easy button and he uses it when he ships. I actually purchased a gong to hit, but it was too much work to hit it each time. A little desktop one. And it didn't have the deep sound. It sounded like a cymbal, so that didn't work for me. Let's go with Aaron. Aaron, good morning. What are you working on?
So for me, it's really been about just listing consistently. I was trying to do 5 a day, and I was struggling with that because the way I was sourcing it was just anything I could sell. And so trying to figure out that is how I found this group and how I found you on YouTube. But something really weird is happening because my traffic is up 68%, but half of that is in the last week. And the other weird thing is over the weekend, I listed from my phone and I had less than 25% of the traffic than I did yesterday or the 3 days prior when I was listing from the PC. Same number of listings.
Yep.
And it's exploding. I've got more traffic already today than I had any day over the weekend. So I think listing from the PC is definitely helping me. And it's also, I've built a space here. So right now I'm trying to work up to doing 30 listings a day when I was struggling to do 5. So
let's see. The listing from your computer is more complete. So there's more item specifics, and I believe that
even on the weekend, I was just launching drafts off of my phone, and it still seemed like it tanked my traffic for some reason.
I believe that. I don't know why that would be, but there's even people in the group saying that when they launch from their phone, they lose some item specifics. So it's almost like that's scary to do all the work and try to launch from your phone. So what I recommend for people who want to do that is do what I do and launch your drafts from eBay mobile. Log into the browser and do it from the app. Don't do it from the app. The app pretty much sucks. Don't use the app.
I was listing. Sorry.
No.
Go ahead, Beth.
I was listing all of mine from my phone.
Yeah.
Always. And then I started this and I started listing them from the computer.
Yeah.
And like the past week and a half, my sales have like tanked. And I think maybe I've confused the algorithm. I don't know. Or I'm switching what I'm selling from summer stuff, trying to move into fall stuff because I don't think people are going to need board shorts forever. So I don't know. But I can't tell you which thing triggered the algorithm to dislike me.
Chris,
go ahead.
Could you repeat that you said about launching from eBay mobile on your desktop?
Yeah, sorry, this is really confused. I worded it terribly. So what I recommend is go to ebay.com in the browser on your phone. Don't use the eBay app. Go to ebay.com on your phone, then scroll down to the draft section. You may have to scroll down to the bottom of the screen where there's a thing that says desktop version. Click that button. And here, I have the link saved on my phone because eBay, what you want to do is use eBay desktop on your phone. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me get the link because I also use, go ahead.
Sorry, Chris, more preferably than doing it on your desktop? Or
no,
just,
I'm just saying if you're away from your computer.
All right. And one other question, I don't know if anyone else has noticed it. I was noticing that the themes, I had this strange cloak thing, and there were all these options that you could select multiples of, but when you're on the desktop, you select one. Any thoughts?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so on the desktop version of eBay, you select a theme and it's one theme, and but when you're on your mobile, you can select item after item after item. So in this case, I had Gothic, Halloween, costume, all these different options, but not on the desktop version.
Yeah,
but I haven't tried the new listing tool.
It's in the new listing tool. Okay. So the new listing tool is going to simulate the mobile experience.
Okay.
Yep. That's right. Thank you for asking that. So the link, I put it in the chat, is ebay.com/sh/OVW. If you type that into your browser, it will simulate what is on your, let's see, just put that in there. So what I do is, this is a pro tip for picking. When I pick the items to ship, I go to that screen first and I click print labels and ship on my phone, and I use that to walk around and pick all the items that sold. So that's how, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I don't print anything. I don't screenshot anything on my phone before I go picking. I just use that print screen and then walk around and pick all the items that sell. So Figgy Flips likes to take the use the eBay app to start listing and then complete it on the desktop. I do not recommend doing that because it's much slower. I want people to do eBay in as little time as possible, and I used to do all kinds of different versions that are horrible. So just do it the tech and sports way, which is all on the computer. He doesn't even use the eBay app, and he does 250 listings a day. So before yesterday on the call, this is mind-blowing. Everybody smash the like button and think about this for a minute. Yesterday as a group, we were trying to list a North Face jacket, and we had 50 chefs in the kitchen. Everyone was adding and thinking about what they wanted to do. What do they call that? Hemming and hawing, whatever that term is. Everyone was discussing how to do the listing. It took 1 hour to do one listing.
And on.
And in that same time, Tech and Sports listed 50 items yesterday. We listed one item. He listed 50 items because there was no deliberating over what to do. Just do it the same way every single time. And he's saying in the chat that the weekend traffic was down because of college football and Labor Day weekend. For me, traditionally, all holidays are slow. I don't know if you guys have that, but people are with their family. I don't anticipate that the holidays will be fast. I mean, good sales days. Do you guys have great sales days on holidays? I don't. Let's see. Oh, Shelly clarified it. Yeah, I want people to use the phone browser over the app. Sharon, question?
Yes, sorry, it's kind of off topic, but I'm having issues with people wanting bundles. I think Poshmark has started this.
Yeah.
And they want me to invoice them for everything and the shipping so they don't have to pay for it 3 times.
Yep.
My question is, you can't invoice someone for something unless they purchase it or they accept your offer, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So I've just had 3 people upset with me because they didn't accept my offer, but they had asked for me to invoice. And I told them, I tell people multiple times, you have to accept the offer if you want me to invoice you for it. So there's no other way around it. They have to accept an offer and you just refund them, or?
So this is what I did. This is crazy, but I had a lady buy this Ivanka Trump dress and also a Manchester United scarf. Makes no sense. Okay. But she asked for the discount. So I said, okay, purchase the dress and I'll send you an invoice. So here, I've already sent the invoice, but so the way that you would do it is you would go send invoice. So I have to do a different one. And right here, change the shipping to the combined amount.
Okay.
And so I would change it to 0 and then send it to the customer. That's how you do it. But that's one of the things I fall behind on is people saying, I want to buy more than one item. How do I do it? That's why I added the combined shipping discount. But even with that, it's not as easy as Poshmark where they can just add it all to the same bundle and pay.
Yeah, it's just, I know I need to get better at the customer service, but at what point is it kind of also on the customer to know how it works? I told her 3 times, you have to accept it. And she's upset because I didn't ship it with her other 2 items. But I'm like, I don't is there something else I could have done?
Yeah. So Brian has a good tip. If you want to, or Brian, do you want to explain it?
Yeah, I was listening to eBay for Business, their podcast. It's part of my workflow. And this exact question came up on their most recent podcast. And there's a couple ways, like what you said. Another option they suggested is to turn off the immediate payment button, because that allows you to send invoices at any time.
I do have it off for that reason, because I thought it would be helpful. But they're going ahead and they're buying it now. So, yeah, I think my question is more of like, at what point, like I'm new to the customer service in an e-commerce business. At what point is it kind of like, I can only ask you to do it so many times. I've already shipped her items and she's upset because she didn't get the third item, but I just assumed she didn't want it because I had told her to accept the offer. So like, is this a situation where I just send the third item and like eat the shipping? Like, what do you guys do?
Go ahead.
I had a similar issue, I guess a couple of weeks ago. And so what I did is I created a private coupon for these type of situations where it's a really aggressive discount. And I only send it to customers that are upset. Like, I had one that I screwed up on a item that really was item not as described, but they were cool about it. So I sent them a private coupon for like 50% off their next purchase because they like things in my store. So I don't know if that directly solves it, but it is something you could do to say, hey, on your next order, I'm gonna send you a private coupon at whatever percentage off. Just say, hey, that'll more than offset the cost of that you missed out on this one.
That's a good idea.
And don't they have to put it in the cart? I read eBay's directions and it seemed like they were saying that if they add all the items to their cart, then you can invoice. But if they do one buy it now and then want to add to it, you have to go in and like manually give like a shipping discount or refund kind of thing. Do you know, Chris, if that's a requirement?
See it in the cart though until they actually buy it.
Yeah,
that's why. And like they're messaging me and saying, you sent me an offer for this third item. I send hundreds of offers a day. Like I have no idea what this like belt is that you're talking about, because they're messaging me on the second item that they want. And I just don't know how to set this up.
I think what they're doing, like they're assuming that they're gonna have to, like on Poshmark, when you accept an offer that you have to pay for it right away. So they're not realizing that when they accept the offer that they're not getting charged.
Okay.
Especially since they were talking about bundling.
That makes sense.
So they're used to working on Poshmark where they're going to get charged right away. So they're wanting you to bundle it all together. So you might have to kind of explain it in Poshmark terms.
Okay.
As a future thing, it's like you're not going to get charged for it. Once you accept the offer, then I can send you an invoice for all 3 items, and then you pay. And you have to wait for my invoice, though.
Okay.
So kind of like take them back to kindergarten.
And at no point in this can you expect people to know how to use it. That's not a thing, because customers have their money, so they don't know what they're doing. That's okay. You have to walk them through it. They don't. Right. They have no idea.
I don't want to give them a bad experience, but she told me she's been on eBay for 20 years and I've given her a bad experience. So I'm just like, I don't know how to set this up. So I'm just,
Don't do what I used to do and be like, can't you read? That's really rude. So
no, I would never do that.
Don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. I never did that, but that would be a rude way to handle it. Don't you understand how to buy things? Yes. No, that's not a good way to handle it.
All right. Thank you.
And say something. I do combined shipments constantly. I sell mainly women's clothing. And one thing that really helped me a couple of years ago was I actually put in my description how I do the combined shipping. I have it set up as automatic, but I also kind of like spell it out in the description. Whether or not people read it, I don't know, but it's there. Yeah. And then I'm also like incredibly thorough with them. Once they do buy things, I say, listen, don't pay immediately. I'm going to send you an invoice. And I kind of walk them through that way. And I just feel like the more that I write them back and tell them, as nice as possible, obviously, because it's like Chris said, like people they have their money, but they don't necessarily know what the rules are with it. So for me, it was just like putting it in the description has actually helped a lot. And then if they do message me, which sometimes they don't, And I'll notice that when I'm doing shipments that they've bought several things, but it didn't automatically combine them. So I have to go back and I do refund them for the overage. And then I'll send a private message and say, hey, here's how I did it. I went ahead and combined. I saved you some money. And they usually like that. And then I'll send them a coupon and say, if you like more, you can add more or something like that. So I think just like kind of being upfront about it and putting it in your description might actually help you, because it's helped me a lot. So.
Okay. Thank you. That's good advice. I will add that.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. We will see you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll see you